After Jesus uttered his famous line about his followers needing to forgive others, which by the way was 490 times, he immediately transitioned to a story that proved another truth about forgiveness. It isn't based on someone else's worthiness. We can fall into a practice where we forgive people that we really like or who we may need at some point, but others stay in the dungeon of our heart. See, Jesus rejected this selective forgiveness with this story in Matthew chapter 18. Says this, "Therefore the kingdom of heaven can be compared to a king who decided to bring his accounts up to date with servants who had borrowed money from him. In the process, one of his debtors was brought in who owed him millions of dollars. He couldn't pay, so his master ordered that he be sold, along with his wife, his children, and everything he owned, to pay the debt. But the man fell down before his master, and he begged him, 'Please, be patient with me, and I will pay it all.' Then his master was filled with pity for him, and he released him and forgave him his debt. The debtor owed the king a fortune, incurring so much debt that the hearers of the story, they probably laughed and rolled their eyes when they heard the amount. The king will never forgive that, they thought. Perhaps he would forgive a smaller debt or a fairly large debt held by a close friend, but a servant who owed millions? No way. But as the story went on, they realized forgiveness is not based on anyone's worthiness, but on the simple basis of their humanity. Forgiveness is given whether it's deserved or not, whether we value the person needing forgiveness or not, whether they're a close friend or a bully that we have no use for. The reason, as we will see tomorrow, is because we've been forgiven an insane amount already, as Mark said on Sunday. As long as you withhold pardon because you don't think a certain person deserves it, it will hold you back from being the person that God has made you to be. So, who haven't you forgiven because you don't think that they're worthy enough?